Hello everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh chat channel, and today for you guys I'm going to profile my Dark World deck for you guys. I've been playing Dark Worlds for a long time now, and I think ever since just when we had Gold and Silver, before we had Grapha I mean, so I've been playing them for a long time. But I have, since Discard All is gone, the auto win card and stuff like that, I've kind of tried to find some good, decent replacements, and I've practiced with these decent replacements for over a month and a half now. And they seem to work very well, and I'll go over my choices. You may disagree with some of my card choices, but the way I play the deck, I've never had a problem with the card choices. So let's get started, guys, on the deck. So we run your 3 Grapha. You know what Grapha does? Pops, blows stuff up, comes back. I mean, some people have been saying that they don't mind Grapha as much now because of that fire ho chicken for Fire Kings, whatever that thing's called, but that avatar thing. But yeah, some people are starting to like Grapha. I never thought that day would come. 3 snow, 3 brow, excuse me. 2 tour guide, basic staples here, guys. 2 trans archfiends. Trans archfiend, I bumped it back to 2 because mostly with dimensional prison, people using dimensional prison and stuff like that, Grapha can get banished, Grapha can get bottomless, so it gives you an option to get your Grapha back, if not just from your gates, too, from the effective gates. So yeah. 2 Silva. I like Silva. I've always liked Silva. He's always done good for me because he can be a free beat stick or 26 beat stick with gates on the field, so there's no problem with me having a free 26 beat stick on the field if I don't have Grapha on the field. So yeah. Morphine Jar. Now, before Discard All got hit, I was actually running Morphine Jar. And I'll tell you a couple things right now. It does work. It helps you get out of cloggy hands, just like Discard All did. Helps you draw cards. Your opponent can draw cards too. But you just have to be wise about it. If, it can be a good top decker, if your back's against the wall and you just go Morphine Jar and you get 5 cards, your opponent gets 5 cards. It just depends upon the situation. But if you play smartly with Morphine Jar, it will just do as good as Discard All. It really will. You just have to be smart about how you play it. Don't be dumb and set it and just give your opponent a free hand, if you understand what I'm saying. You have to be smart. Okay, because it will get you out of clunky hands. If you can get more pluses than your opponent, which if you have like 5, say you have like 3, 4 Dark Worlds in hand, you set Morphine Jar, they destroy it, you get 5 more cards, you're plussing off the Dark Worlds, you discard it. So that's the way you have to use Morphine Jar. 1 beige because I can do loops with it and stuff like that. And plus I can exceed with it if necessary. 3 Dark World Dealings, you know what Dark World Dealing does, it's good. Great card. 3 Drag Down to the Grave. Good card. Need I say more? 3 Gates to the Dark World. You know what Gates does? Need I say more? Your 3 Upstart Goblin. I've been wanting to cut it down to 2, but it still helps me out. I've always had this problem though with Upstart that if I activate Upstart, I always draw another Upstart Goblin. I've always had that problem. Always. 1 Dark Hole. 1 Allure of Darkness. Yeah, so pretty much I'll say I got Allure of Darkness and Dark Hole. Just 1 for 1s. Foolish Burial and just Foolish Grapha, stuff like that. Gateway to the Dark World. It's your monster reborn for Dark World. You activate it on their turn, and you get your Grapha back. You get a snow back. Then you can bounce back for Grapha. You know those plays. And finally, 1 The Cheerful Coffin. This is an old card. This is from Metal Raiders. But the thing is, I find that, yes, I have Morphine Jar to get out of clunky hands, but I've always wanted like 2 things to get out of some clunky hands. Yes, it's not good as Discard All because you can't draw more cards, but if you have 3 Dark Worlds in your hand and you want to start going off, it works. It works in a pinch. So it's not as good, but it is good. So Just understand that. Yeah, I could run trade-in. Yeah, I could run this, but that just works out more for me to get out of those clunk hands, which Dark Worlds are known for. 2 Mind Crushes. I do a good combination card with, Drag Down to the Grave. Also good if you're still running the 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, which I'll explain to you later why I still run it. Also good if you want to switch out, which I'll explain in a second here, your 3 traps here. I'll explain to you. I'll explain this in a second. Dark World Mofo, if you know him as a YouTuber, he explained why, and I was doing kind of the same thing too, but I'll explain to you why. So, say I run into a guy that runs a lot of low-level monster types things, I could just switch these 3 out for Deck Debbie. Okay, that works out fine. Also, the fact that Compulse, Mirror Force, and Bottomless, people are not expecting traps from a Dark World deck. And if Grapha's not on the field, if you want to bide some time, get over their annoying monsters without using Grapha's effect, and just focus on back row and stuff like that, it's not too bad. I mean, yes, I side my MSTs in the side deck, and I've considered putting MST in the main deck, but overall, I'm not too concerned about it. These really hurt my opponent more than they can help me along. And 2 Mind Crush is perfect. I've never been a person of 3 Mind Crush because it can be a very dead card. And finally, to round it off, we run our 1 Epidemic Virus. Reason why we run Epidemic Virus still is because in any deck out there nowadays, spells and traps, are still such a vital part of the game. It's not just because of spellbooks. People run it just because their spellbook was a main deck. It's good against any deck pretty much. If you activate this card, what are you probably going to hit more? If they have 15 spells, you take away some of their spells, that's really good. If you call traps, and if you did Drag Down to the Grave, and then you looked at their, they have to show their hand, and doing Mind Crush, they still have to show you your hand, and you can say, oh, I see what you got in your hand. Epidemic. So you just have to be a smart Dark World player when playing it. You don't want to be a dumb player. I'm not trying to say every person that plays Dark Worlds is dumb, because that would mean mean too, but you have to be smart in how you play Dark Worlds if you want to be a good Dark World player, and not just a person that spams Grapha for no reason. But those are the traps, guys. I'll show you the extra deck now, and those are my reasons. We your Leviair, your Mizzy, the String Daijin. Comes in handy with Gates. He's a 17 beat stick. With when activates effect, he can just become a big beat stick if I need someone to get over something else. So Leviair, you know what he does? He's a champion in this deck. Leviathan Dragon, 17. Wind up Zen Mines for defensive purposes. Tim Tempo. Abyss Dweller. Pappy. Geminite Pearl, you know what he does. Number 39 Utopia, and number 39 C Utopia Ray. Comes in handy, especially if you're in a top decking battle. I may take it out, but I'm still play testing that right now. Maestro. Got Cowboy now, since I got him. 1 Adrius for the 2 Silva. And we have Heliopolis, the Sun Dragon, and we have number 107 Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon. Very good card. That's what it is. That's Tachyon, if you can't tell what that ghost rare is right there. So that is the Dark World deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know Dark World, people say, well, Dark Worlds are not as good as they were because they lost some of their key cards, but people have been saying that about decks for ages, and they're still good decks. It's still a good deck in general, I feel, and can still be played and still broken. But I hope you guys enjoy this deck. If you have any suggestions, feel free. I told you also the reason I don't run Skill Drain, if you're wondering why I do not run Skill Drain, is because when I've been practicing with Skill Drain, it messes up with Tour Guide, it messes up with Transocean's Discard All ability, it messes with Morphine Jar, and those are key cards I want to use. I mean, I've had it where I just have Transocean and, Skill Drain. Yeah, Trans, you're not going to do nothing for me right now unless I exceed. So those are my reasons why, and I hope you guys understand that. But till next time, everybody, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling too, and Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here, guys. Take care, everybody.